everyone, Mehnush here from Ross Ielts Academy. I hope you are doing all well. In our last video, we delved into the fascinating world of punctuation marks in Ielts writing. If you haven't had the chance to watch it yet, no worries. I highly recommend you pause this video, give it a watch, and then come back to join me. Today, we're going to tackle a punctuation mark that seems to give many candidates a hard time, the comma. Don't worry if you've struggled with it in the past, because we are going to break it down and make it crystal clear. Mastering proper punctuation is essential for getting better in grammar criteria of your Ielts writing. So it's crucial to learn it well. But before we dive into our lesson, why don't you subscribe to our channel and show some love by hitting that like button below this video. Your support means the world to us. All right, let's jump right into the exciting world of commas. Get ready to boost your Ielts writing skills. Okay, moving on. Applying commas can be tricky because so many candidates fail to understand what exact usages they have. For example, some candidates use commas instead of a period, only to make their sentences longer or more complex. And this is wrong, due to a simple reason. Commas are not the same as periods. Or some other candidates assume that comma is not a complex punctuation mark, and while they are trying to make complex grammatical structures, they don't use them. This is also a mistake in Ielts writing that you should avoid. Now let's see how we can use commas appropriately. You should use commas between a list of items. First of all, you can use commas to separate a list of things that you are writing about. For example, I bought a book, a pen, and a pencil when I was in the stationery shop. You can drive a truck, a car, or a taxi in this area. As you can see here, after each of the first two items, you had a comma. The important point is that before the words and, or their alternatives, which are followed by the last item, you should use a comma as well. Use a comma after adverbs at the beginning of a sentence, with words like in contrast, plus, in addition, moreover, furthermore, besides, consequently, as a consequence, on the one hand, generally, in general, to some extent, in conclusion, to sum up, to summarize, and etc. For example, the concert was an incredible performance. Moreover, we were mesmerized by the talented musicians on stage. To some extent, they were disappointed that their favorite team lost the championship match. On the one hand, technology has made our lives more convenient. On the other hand, it has also created new challenges and risks. If you start a sentence with the words however, in addition, besides, furthermore, nevertheless, nonetheless, therefore, thus, at the same time, and etc., you will need to follow them by a comma. However, if you use them in the middle of the sentence and you don't start a new sentence, you will need a semicolon before these words and a comma after them. For example, he wanted to go to the party, period. However, comma, he was feeling too tired to attend. Now the same sentence. He wanted to go to the party, semicolon. However, comma, he was feeling too tired to attend. Use a comma after an introductory adverb like, unfortunately, comma, the concert was cancelled due to bad weather. Basically, comma, the recipe requires just a few ingredients and simple instructions. Accordingly, comma, the team adjusted their strategy to accommodate the new regulations. Use a comma before the conjunctions like and, but, for, or, nor, so, yet to link up the independent clauses. What I mean is that sometimes you intend to link up two sentences and make a longer and complex sentence. But the thing is that you cannot do that using a comma in between only. For example, it is incorrect to say, we felt tired, comma, we went to bed earlier. Instead, after the comma, you can use one of the mentioned conjunctions like, we felt tired, so we went to bed earlier. There was a heavy traffic and the weather was getting hot. You can quit smoking, or this will cause an irreparable harm to your body. It was early, yet we were exhausted after 10 hours of hiking. After a comma, don't use the time word then. You should say and then because this word is not a conjunction. For example, we got ready, then we took a taxi. You'd better say, we got ready and then we took a taxi. Use commas before the extra information in the sentence. When you have a sentence in which you are giving extra information that is not necessary in the sentence, or you have a non-defining relative clause, you can use a comma before that information or put it between two commas. For example, while I was shopping, I bought a raincoat, a type of coat. The new bag which I bought yesterday is extremely expensive in this city. It means that if you omit this information from the sentence, it won't harm the meaning and the sentence will still be complete. Use a comma after a dependent clause when they start a sentence. When you have a two-clause sentence and you start it with an independent clause, to start the second clause, you should have a comma. An independent clause is a clause that is incomplete by itself, and you will need to complete it by using another clause following that. For example, although it was raining heavily, comma, she decided to go for a run in the park. Or, she decided to go for a run in the park although it was raining heavily. As you can see here, the first clause is although it was raining heavily. When you hear this clause, you are waiting for the rest of the information and it doesn't satisfy you by itself. Therefore, this is a dependent clause and you complete it by saying, she decided to go for a run in the park. However, if you change the place of these two clauses and start your sentence with the independent clause, you do not need a comma. So, if the dependent clause comes first, you need a comma. If the independent clause comes first, no comma is needed. Let's look at some other examples. If or when you study well, you will pass the exam. Or you will pass the exam if or when you study well. While I was walking on the street, my phone rang. Or my phone rang while I was walking on the street. Use a comma between two adjectives that describe the same noun. Sometimes you can have several adjectives that describe one noun. You can follow this order for that, and between each of these adjectives, you will need a comma. First, you have quantity, then opinion, size, age, color, shape, origin, material, and purpose. For example, I bought a tight black coat when I was in the shopping center. Or, I bought a tight black wool coat. Use a comma for the quotes that somebody directly said. When you want to talk about something that somebody directly said, you should put a comma before the quote, which is in the quotation mark. For example, the salesperson said, "We don't have your size in red." According to the recent survey carried out in Toronto, a scientist claimed many animal species have gone extinct in the African countries. Can you believe that a significant number of candidates out there are missing out on this vital information and losing precious marks in punctuation? It's truly a shame. But here's the good news. You are no longer one of them. You now possess the knowledge and skills to secure a higher score in your writing, and that's something to celebrate. But wait, there's more. If you're serious about taking your Ielts exam strategies to the next level, then you definitely don't want to miss out on what we have in store for you. Head over to our website and explore our incredible range of courses, including the bronze, silver, and VIP options. These courses are specifically designed to provide you with a comprehensive guidance, insider tips, and proven techniques to succeed in the Ielts exam. That's not all. As part of our commitment to your success, we offer the fantastic opportunity for you to submit your writings to get the correction. Our expert team will provide you with thorough, personalized feedback to help you improve your writing skills even further. So, my friends, it's time to take action. Wishing you the best of luck, and I can't wait to see you soon.